Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna talk about everyone's favorite subject, money, right? There's two ways to make money, illegally and legally. Nah, I'm just messing. But for real though, this one should be quick, right? We have the cash flow quadrant, okay? The two ways to make money are passive, and I guess you would say non-passive. Okay? First thing is E for everyone. Now I'm just messing. For employee. Right? It's where most people start off at, right? Trading time for money. Okay, this is like your hourly positions, right? Like most, people have. Okay, this is the, I guess, most basic way to make money. I wouldn't say it's the most effective way to make money, but hey, everyone's doing their own thing. We do need people to flip the burgers at McDonald's. I would just say it doesn't have to be you, to be honest. Okay, next we have S. Okay, this one's for self-employed, which I like more than employee, right? And so self-employed is honestly creating a job for yourself, right? Most of your barbers or your mechanics, right? Or anyone that's doing a service, they're kind of just trading time for the service instead of trading time for money. Or even so, yeah, you can still trade time for money with the self-employed person as well. But mostly you're trading like a service, right? I used to make websites. I would trade, it doesn't even matter how long it took me to make it. If it took me 10 hours, but I only charged $500 for the service, and it took me even 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, whatever, it was the same service at the same price. And so this is cool because it does give you flexibility on how much you can make, right? But you're still bound by the time, right? You have to be there to make the money. It's non-passive. You have to be there to make the money. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid, essentially in these two categories here, okay? So we'll put the $1 sign here, and we'll put 2 here. Bam, bam. Because you can't make a lot of money being self-employed. The thing is, you're trading probably time for that money. Okay? Next, passive. Right? So we're on the other side of the cash flow quadrant here. Okay, we have B, or business. Okay? For those watching, I would love to see everyone in this quadrant. Right? This is probably the best quadrant you want to end up in, just because you don't have to be there to make the money, right? You put in a lot of front loaded effort in building the systems and building the business, but once you let go and you've properly made the structure and the system, then you sit back and make money while really doing nothing. Okay, you put in a lot of front loaded effort to build something to kind of like, hey, I can enjoy the rest of my life here, right? Business would be kind of like a franchise, right? You don't necessarily have to start your own business. You can franchise something out, right? You could buy a McDonald's, hire a bunch of people, and then, let it build profit over time, okay? People build real estate businesses. They flip houses, okay? It's not so much, a lot of work. It's, a business, right? You're kind of leveraging other people's time instead of leveraging your own time, right? It's a big thing with business, or the next one we're going to talk about is you're leveraging other people's time. You're using other people's money, effort, right? It's not your own, okay? Next, I, for investing, okay? And honestly, you could be an investor with either of these two, right? You make a good amount of money, you learn how to save, you learn how to, save, right? You know where to put your money and how to not spend it. Same thing with self-employed, right? You take your money and you don't spend it, or you could reinvest it back into the business. But yeah, any extra money you have, right? I would highly encourage investing it, okay? I'm not a pro investor, so I'm not gonna, give you that advice, but reach out to someone that is good at investing and get into it, learn about it. There's, again, a bunch of YouTube videos, okay? You have, Robinhood, you have, cryptocurrency, which I'm not gonna get into, but yeah, there's tons of ways you can invest. And honestly, if you, personally, I know a small business that I, invest $500 into. The guy gets clothes, sells the clothes, gives you my 500 plus interest. Boom, that's investing. Right? Depending on how long that takes to get the money back, that's up to you, right? Depends on how you got that set up. But yes, business, right? You're leveraging other people's time to make yourself money. And I don't know what it is. I'm not sure, what the big stigma is, like, oh, I don't want to own a business, or I don't, like, people look down on these people that are really, really, really successful. But really, we need businesses to, keep the, economy going, right? We need salespeople to keep the economy going. So I highly encourage, building a business, right? There's all types of ways to make money. You don't have to trade your time for money, okay? Even if you end up in this quadrant, it's cool, That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's self-employed, right? Trading a service for money, right? Taking some of that money and investing it, all while learning how to build a business. So eventually I can, take my, foot off the gas. But yeah, 4 ways to make money here, right? You have 2 that are non-passive. You have to be there to make the money. And then 2 ways that you don't have to be there, right? Here you're leveraging other people's money, and right here you're leveraging other people's time, okay? Using resources, other people's resources to gain. And I'll finish off with a quote. Let's see here, what's a good one? I like this one. I don't know exactly who said it, but I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's effort over 100% of my own efforts. I'm sure you could throw that quote into Google and find out who said it. It wasn't me. No plagiarism here. Yep. Oops. I didn't even put it right. But yeah, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. You guys can screenshot this. And there you go. Have a great day, y'all. So if you want to be part of the top, let's say even say 20%, right, in the US making money or wherever you're at, it's got to be in this quadrant here, right? The 80-20 rule is that 80% of the people make 20% of the money, 20% of the people make 80% of the money, right? And then the top 20% of the 20%, which is the top 4%, make up a good chunk of that, like, other 80%, right? So again, like, money isn't everything, right? Money is not, happiness, whatever, but you definitely feel a certain way when you don't have it, right? We've all been there. So this is just something to, keep in mind, right? You don't have to be trading your time for money all the time. Okay, get into something that you like, that you're passionate about, right? A service, then, become self-employed, and then, kind of spread that knowledge across to people to where you can build a business out of it, right? It's not rocket science. It's kind of just hacking your brain to knowing it's possible, right? There's other ways out there. You don't have to be stuck doing what you're doing. You can literally change your life by just, having a different mindset, different thought process, right? And so, yeah, I could keep going on forever. But if you want to be top %, this is where it's at. You're not going to get it here.